If you're someone who likes to find card making supplies that are incredibly unique and will help you create incredibly innovative and clever looking cards, this video is for you. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel, and in today's video we'll be focusing on the Spellbinders new collection, Jack of All Trades, designed by Jaycee for Spellbinders. This collection is a lot of fun, and I don't want to say any more about it. Let's just dive in and take a look at some of the supplies. First up, these are the Enchanting Suit Facets press plates. So you can see that there's a press plate for each suit in a card deck. You can use those with BetterPress or Glimmer. This is the Deluxe deck press plate. It's a single press plate for a background. This is the Shuffling Sentiments press plates and die set. There is a die that you can cut out a banner and turn it into a three-dimensional banner. So there's part of the banner, and then there's the other part of the banner that will create that 3-dimension. Next up, we have the Pip and Rank dies. They have all 4 suits as far as for the cards, and then all the numbers and letters that you need. So here I'm starting with that background, that deck press plate. And of course, you can do it in all black, you can do it in all red, you can glimmer it in gold. I had to try a press plate rainbow. I used Catherine Pooler inks for that. For these press plates, I decided to have 2 on a card, one at the top and one at the bottom. This time I'm using All-to-New ink. Just to let you know, you can use the Spellbinders ink that is meant to go with the BetterPress. You can try any of the inks that you have in your stash. Some may work better than others. Obviously, the Spellbinders inks are meant to go with the BetterPress plates. So here I have a bunch of the sentiments that I decided to BetterPress in black ink. Now I did want to use some of those press plates to glimmer, so I have some of the sentiments, some of the suits, and that deck as well. Again, the deck I decided to do in a rainbow of glimmer, and then the 2 suits that I have on one card I did in gold, and then a bunch of the sentiments I also foiled in gold. So don't forget to try foiling with your press plates. For the Pip and Rank, I just cut out a bunch in red and black. Now that you've seen what I'll be working with and what Jack of All Trades is all about, let's dive into the card making and make some cards. For the rainbow foiled background, I'm using the Spellbinders guillotine trimmer to trim it down. At first I was going to leave a small white border, and then I decided to trim it flush to the foiling. Next, I'll take the notch and corner punch from Spellbinders and I'll round all of the corners. And I have one of the press plates that I used for the sentiments. It says happy birthday. I've cut that down to a thin strip, and then I'm turning the banner into a silver mirror cardstock and silver glitter banner, and I'll place the happy birthday right in the middle of that silver banner. Now I did double up the silver glitter edges of the banner because if you fold it the correct way, you'll see the back of the glitter cardstock, which was white, and I didn't want to do that. So I doubled it up so you see more glitter. Next, I rounded the corners of that rainbow background, that foiled rainbow background, and I also rounded the corners of the panel that I'm placing it on, which is an A2 white cardstock panel, and then I'll just pop up that happy birthday right in the center. Super fun, super easy, and just a little bit different. I love the look of this collection. For the other rainbow deck background that I created with the press plate and using the BetterPress machine, I did the same thing. I cut it straight down, flush to the edge, and then used that corner rounder to round all the corners. So now I have my rainbow background. I decided this time to trim down a sentiment and just place it on a black piece of cardstock that was slightly larger than what I've cut down for the sentiment. It says, sending you a royal flush of good wishes. I used some black foam squares behind that sentiment and placed that in the center of my rainbow background. And then I placed that on an A2 piece of black cardstock. Next up, we have the 2 suits that were together better pressed with All-to-New ink. The other thing you can do with All-to-New ink is you can watercolor with it. So I did swipe the cherry sweet color right on my glass mat. And now I'm using a Spellbinders water brush to pick up the color, just adding a little drop of water here and there so I can thin it out and make a slightly lighter color than what the ink is on the outside. And I'm not going to color in every single thing. I do want some white as well, but I'll do the same thing with the sapphire ink, which is what I used for the dark blue. So I'll start with a swipe of ink on the glass mat and then that water brush, which allows me to add little drops of water to the ink, just enough so that I can start moving it around. And I did not use watercolor paper here, so it's not going to blend the same way it would on watercolor paper, but you can see that you can color it in. I did use BetterPress paper to get that great impression from the BetterPress system. So I'll just finish up coloring in a little bit of this second suit. Then I cut it down quite a bit so that I could mat it on some Cosmic Sky cardstock in the background there, and then popped up a sentiment that I foiled that says, "Let the games begin." Because of that gold foil sentiment, I did want to add little bits of gold to the suits as well. So I'm using a Karen Deco gel pen. It's got a lot of glimmery look to it and that gold, and it's really easy to use. It flows really beautiful even on that BetterPress paper. So I started adding little dots and other things to the insides of those suits to finish off that card. For the other two card suits, I decided to foil those. So I have them in gold foil and I fussy cut them out. And then I'll cut an A2 piece of white cardstock in half and round the corners of each half. So I'm creating little playing cards here. I did cut them down even a little bit more so that they would fit on an A2 piece of cardstock. So next I'll take the suits that I fussy cutted out and use a little liquid adhesive to adhere them down to the centers of the two cards that I created. Then I'll use the Pip and Rank dies. I'll just place a couple of diamonds on the diamond card and a couple of spades on the spade card as well. Once again, I'm just using a little bit of liquid adhesive. I have the My Sweet Petunia Precision Glue Press, which even can add small dots of adhesive behind the ace and the queen that I'm adding to these cards in the other corners. So I'll take a piece of gold glitter cardstock, cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, and mat it on some black cardstock. Then I'll take small foam squares and place the first card kind of tilting towards the left-hand side. So this is going to be a horizontal card. For the other card, I did place some liquid adhesive on the left-hand side of the card so it would glue down in the center, and then foam squares on the right-hand side. Next, I'll take a sentiment that says "You're kind of a big deal" that I did BetterPress and pop that up on some foam squares as well. Totally a different looking card than I think I've ever created before. I don't know about you, but I really like finding these collections that have a totally unique twist on card making, something that I really haven't seen that much before. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon. Card making designs, okay. Card making supplies. Oh, I forgot to take a picture. That's okay. That's okay.